it is that reason that you feel like you have to implement and be like somebody else. That's the very thing that's repelling the people who need to follow you and need to listen to you. Though they're not even paying attention to you now. I'm gonna tell you this. When I really first started realizing that, okay, I really got to push my brand online more. And I'm like, I know I got to post more content. I know I got to go live more. I know I got to do more videos. I can tell you this. The biggest mistake that I made when I first knew that that was important was trying to emulate Tony Robbins, was trying to emulate ET, especially ET. Like I was literally emulating him for years and I didn't even know it. And I was just like, I'm naturally hyped, but I was probably a little bit more aggressive in how I was coming across and how I was speaking, which it wasn't really my true authentic self. I mean, I'm from New York, so I got, right, and I can definitely do that, and I can be like that at times, but I was taking a lot of his mannerisms. I was taking a lot of the things that he was saying. I was taking a lot of how he was saying certain things, and I basically became a baby Eric Thomas. And I remember one time, and I remember when I first linked up with my coach, and I mean, this is something that I was doing for years, and I really didn't even know, and it stopped me from my true growth and potential. I was in a place where I said, okay, something is not working for me, right? And I started getting coaches, I started getting trainers, and I remember my one coach, he said, Terrell, you need to, he said, you out here, you doing it, and I'm glad that you're taking the steps, but he said, you need to stop performing. Performing? What you talking about? Performing. And he said that it's like you're on stage, and it's like, you're more, you're not really connecting with your audience, right? You're not having a real conversation with them. You're not talking to them like they're at a barbecue. You're not really connecting with them in that way. You're more talking, you're too hyped. You're more talking at them. And I didn't really get it until, and by the way, this was something that my wife was telling me. She was telling me that like years before, but the people close to you don't really listen to, right? So it's like, all right, I hear what you're saying, but I felt like I had the answers. So, but it wasn't until I was paying somebody, I was paying a coach, he told me and I listened. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, all right, well, I guess you're saying that. So I tried. I was trying. And then I just really, and then I remember when I told my story one day, right? Growing up in the hood, hiding in the car, shootouts. And I remember I was just telling my story and just being real one day, like, yo, this is where I'm from. I grew up with people that was, in my household that was addicted to drugs. And then I told I was talking about how, I used to like love drinking. I was like a hard drinker every weekend. And as I started telling my stories, more people started connecting to me. And it wasn't what I thought, what I perceived that I had to be like. It wasn't that perception of what I thought I had to be like based on what other people were saying. I was just being real. And I was just talking, being real. And then I noticed that the more that I started just being comfortable in who I was and comfortable in my story and comfortable in how I can help people, that true authentic self just naturally came out. It wasn't something that I had to force. It was something that came out. Now, look, this is the great part about it is we all have different parts of our personality. So there's certain times where I'm hyped and like, if you part of my PCS program, right, where I work with coaches and speakers every week, if you part of my program, like I'm hyped, right? I'm hyped a lot on the call, but depending on what I'm talking about or depending on the story that I'm telling or what the topic is, I change my energy up. But it's not in a fake way. It's in a way that's authentic to who I am in that moment. Does that make sense? Put make sense in the chat. Put make sense in the chat if this is making sense for you.